Okay, leaving off from the last segment, like I said, you have individuals out there who have challenges in communication because they feel that once they open themselves up, they may get hurt. Now, question is, what constitutes you being hurt or hurting? First off, in any way. And, well, I'll put it like this. In the Hermetic principles, one of the main principles is that of mentalism, and it teaches that all is in the mind. Mind is all is mind. And that anything, any emotion, any feeling, and all of that we have, it originates mentally first. So, when it comes to being hurt mentally and emotionally, that's something we do to ourselves. Why? And a lot of times it's because of expectations. We are feeling that since we're opening ourselves up to an individual, we expect for them to act along certain lines. Everybody is not going to do that. So the fear comes from the fact is that some of us may wish for things to go along certain lines exactly the way we wish it to, and it doesn't, because we're not taking into effect, hey, this is another person, this is another individual who has feelings and emotions and thoughts and actions that reflect those. Everybody's not going to always take everything the same, and sometimes when you feel that you're so-called mentally hurt, it's nothing the other person did. It may be because of the fact you are expecting for things to go and be a certain way, and when they don't turn out the way you want them to be, not the way they are to be, the way you want them to be, now you're pissed off. You know, that's quite youngish, you know. So when it comes down to it, nobody can hurt you unless you allow them to. Now, I admit there may be certain things you may not wish to tell certain individuals. However, those things you don't tell this individual, you may tell another. We can't go into personal relationships thinking fearfully or feeling fear. And this is even for the people who run game. Because a lot of times the people who run game fear having a balanced or a great relationship. This may be because of the fact of what they've seen when they were younger as far as communication wise. If they didn't tell the person, or if an individual didn't tell the person what they wanted to hear, the person would either leave or scold them, or any negative results that came from that. So the run game is to kind of like not allow themselves to be too personal, to be impersonal. You're still dealing with another individual, so it's still personal. So I guess right now I can offer some solutions. Okay, now when you're dealing with anyone, business, personal, family, whatever, any type of relationship, pay attention, period. When a person is talking to you and all they seem to say and everything they're saying is all about them and them only, potentially selfish person, back away. When you got an individual, when you're talking to them, you're asking them certain questions and they're dancing around the issues, yeah, watch out. Sometimes we have to learn, we have to know that no communication is communication. Half communication is full communication, meaning that when a person dances around a particular question, they're telling you the answer. They're just not telling you in the way that we would probably wish to hear it, which is straight out. They're telling you by their responses and their reactions who they really are. And here's the science, people. It don't take no 15 to 20 years to get to know no person. No, don't take that long. Matter of fact, if you're having consistent communication, you can get to know the average person. You can get to know a person in 1 to 3 months. Sometimes longer. I mean, sometimes shorter. You know, especially if we are embracing our latent talents or abilities of clairvoyance and clairaudience and intuition, you can get to know a person just like that. And you'd be surprised when you just listen and pay attention and take your emotions and your expectations out of it. You'd be surprised what you will find, what you will learn. So let that be a mark, or let that be something that you can always use in getting to know individuals. Okay, now, if you're the person who is of the, I guess you could say, the so-called not so great or the negative type that runs game and whatever like that, however you wish to change, look at why you do it. Understand why you do it. And from there, once you understand and accept it, you can start to change. And anything that you would have to use as a source to aid you in allowing yourself to become a better person, you will. It'll come to you if you really wish for that to happen. Now, for those of us who came up in homes where the communication wasn't the best, if you could recognize that communication wasn't the best, you can change. The fact that you could recognize that something was messed up, you can change. Don't use your past as an excuse to be the same or worse than where you came from. Okay? Simply put, I've learned that living according to the principles of the universe or nature is simple. It's all this nonsense and extra thinking and stuff we add to things that allow it to become complicated. Life is much more simplistic. When we attempt to validate or use things outside of us to validate ourselves, that's when it becomes a bunch of crap. So this was a short post compared to what I'm used to putting out. So feel free to comment, get in touch with me, send me messages, whatever. If you have some suggestions, something else to add on to this that I may have not covered, do that also. Because I'm not only coming at you as a teacher or an instructor, I am a student also. So, on that note, Hotel.